Hello everybody, today I'm back with another video. And I'm finally off summer break. Hold on now. I'm finally on summer break. See, I'm playing Sonic Advance, and it's going to go on my other channel. Because I gotta collect all the Chaos Emeralds first. And I'm finally on summer break. And speaking of which, I guess I'm just talk about things since I'm now back in the mood to kind of record videos again. It's that I really, classes I had to take were kind of just whatever, you know. And of course, math giving me the most trouble, like geometry. I probably didn't even make it to the path I need to go for the other special stages for my playthrough, so I can actually finish this game. Because I don't know where all of the locations are, I guess besides the 7th. So I'm kind of just making this random video just to make it. And I do not like geometry. I can confidently say I hate that subject easily. I'm gonna talk about stuff like ultra interior angles and why will I ever need that? I don't get it. Why will I ever need that? I just don't get it. I don't need it at all. At all. I don't need it at all. I'll just restart because I'm not sure where I'm going. Like I was saying, I'm gonna talk about ultra interior angles and all this other bullcrap. I think right after at least unit 3, I was already lost. I'm not going to lie. I was already lost. I've been lost for the whole year after. Why is math always like that? They always have to assign homework too. I just don't get it. Why is every math class they always assign some type of homework every single day as the average? Why is that the average? Why is that the norm? You can say people struggle with math, but making more grades just make people not even want to do it even more than they already don't want to do it. I'm not saying people shouldn't practice, not saying people shouldn't, get the knowledge of it. The only homework I actually do well on is the one that's online, because when it's online, specifically the website we use, it's kind of just easy to, in simple terms, it's just easy to not access, but it's just easy to do. I mean, you can look it up, but if you don't look it up, there's obviously the things like how to solve and such, which help a bit. So it doesn't feel like you have to just look up some random Khan Academy thing. So that helps, but when it's on paper and all you can use is a standard calculator, I'm not going to get anything. I'm just not. And for some reason, we never used a graphing calculator in geometry for any unit, for whatever reason. I don't understand as to why. Even though Desmos exists, so I'm not sure as to why. And we were able to use it last year in algebra. That's the funny part. Also, if you want to know how you hit those nice techniques, you just wait a little bit when you run into it and you hit the B button. Spell stage isn't too different from the classics once you get used to it, but it still can be difficult and have its own curveballs. See, like that, don't press it overly too early. Those are basically necessary, because if you don't land those, it's kind of over. And I collected the Chao too. That's Emerald 3, which I didn't have, even though I swear I collected at least 6 of them before my 3rd part. Yeah, I still have the last one. Okay, so I do got the last one. I just need to find the other 3, which I actually know where they are. But of course, as per usual, you know, math class is the typical not understanding stuff sometimes, you know. Honestly, I think Algebra 1 was easier than Geometry. Just in concept, because I still remember some stuff from Algebra 1. But then again, I also had another class. It was a science class. It wasn't necessarily just simply called science, but it was basically kind of structured like in not old, but elementary school type of science, where you kind of just talk about in general things science, I guess, not really and do things just in general science, like the periodic table and such, not anything specific. It actually worked for me because we had to kind of, I guess, measure. One time we had to measure, kind of use algebra in order to measure distance and such, and that made me probably at least a bit better at algebra, specifically Algebra 1. And then for other things, of course, we have English language arts. The only thing about English language arts is that it's easy to have missing assignments in a class like English language arts. Essays, even though you don't write that many essays in a year, you might at least at most write 3 or 4. It's still annoying to have to write essays. Don't get me started on a state test. State tests are absolute garbage. For reading, they had an essay it was one essay at the end of both parts. I don't get the point of having an essay near the end of a test when you have the whole rest of the test. Now, I do get lots of time, but that doesn't mean you should either just skip to an essay portion or get to it as fast as possible. Because one state test question for my state test was very garbage. It was what they specifically prompted me to do for state test essay for a first part barely had any evidence in actual text in order to really make anything well detailed. And the other one was politics, but at least that gave me something to work with for the other essay, which was for the second part of the test. because for some reason it's split into 2 parts. I don't guess the why, but it is what it is. Now these special stages, which are actually the hardest, I argue, in order to actually find, because for whatever reason, Sonic Advance, for whatever reason, they decided to split the emeralds into, oddly, just into 2 acts right here. I don't guess to why. This is the only zone that has 2 special stage locations, I'm pretty sure. Every other one just has 1. I want to get up there, but I can't really. Really? Also, why is there no menu in this game for pausing for the most part? Why the heck is it just an exclamation point? At least they fixed that in Advance 2 and Advance 3, but why? It doesn't make any sense, because what's the point of this? But overall, the school year hasn't been all that really great. Just the average stuff. Imagine if I have to get up there, because I do not want to get up there. I just don't. I just don't want to. Yeah, I almost actually failed geometry because firstly, I don't understand it at all. I understand it a little bit more, but I still don't understand any of it. And I do generally question how people like math. I respect it, but I guess it just won't be me. Ever. And that's fine, but I'm content with that, and that's fine. And don't try to like math or anything. It's actually a superpower to probably like math, because if you like math, then you don't have to worry about anything. Even then, you gotta admit all the stupid bullcrap. But state tests, why the heck we have to do all that, all these nonsense. We have to do at least about 40 something questions, and they hype the state test up so much to the point they say that if someone was to say have their phone out during the state test or something like that, the whole class, the whole room will have to retake the test. Y'all hyping this more than our semester exams. What the heck are you doing? I don't care if it's a state test. I don't care if it's state mandate. It's garbage. It's kind of garbage. It's not even too much to stress about, because it doesn't really affect the overall grade in the class necessarily. At least I don't think so. So who cares? This kind of was my mindset for the state test. And I was just thinking, well, I'm not going to study for a state test, and if I fail one of them, it doesn't really matter, because that's not going to affect whether if I go into summer school, and it shouldn't. Really shouldn't. So I should be fine. But anyways, that's the Green Chaos Emerald. Now all I have to do is find I forgot what the other one was, but I do know that the one after that is the Aqua one. And I actually very much know where that one is. It's in Angel Island Act 2, because that's actually the first one I ever stumbled upon when I first played this game. I was still getting new to it. And no, my Let's Play series is not my first time playing Sonic Advance. It's on my main channel, The Rise of Sonic Gamer. Sometimes when I look this always happens, when sometimes I'll try to look up my channel name, it'll try autocorrect to A Rise. For whatever reason, when you search something up, I'm not gonna lie, the music sounds absolutely horrible in most cases when it speeds up. But then again, that's not this game's fault at all. Also, Sonic has an air dash in this game. All you have to do is just double tap while in midair. And I bet most people don't even really know that. There's probably plenty of people who do, but I have a feeling that most people don't know it. Because when I first played this game, and I played as Sonic, I was surprised to learn that. It's not crazy or anything, but he has it. And he also has an advance too. Also, Ice Mountain. It's the best water. Don't try to debate that. It's actually the best water. Best bottled water. But seriously, though, I do actually like Ice Mountain water. I do think to an extent, water does genuinely taste different, but at the exact same time, it also kind of doesn't matter at the same time. Who cares about Dasani? Or really any expensive water when you can just get cheap water and it's probably the exact same quality and everything. Also, you don't really need mineral water probably in most cases anyway. Speaking of unnecessary things. This game's gonna make it difficult because I just want to get up here. This special stage is very confusing to even find. I'm not even sure if I even found it, to be honest. Because kind of in a really weird spot. It's kind of, yeah, probably right there actually. Where you kind of have to go into the top-ish middle of the stage. I don't guess why they had to place it in such a weird spot. That's very hidden. Obviously it's supposed to be hidden, but okay, so I want to go down here and I'm pretty sure it's right up here. I just need to be faster. Alright. Almost. It sucks that I really can't even see it. So I'm kind of unjust. How am I always too slow? There's no way. I'm surprised I'm not too fast. How? I just don't get it. I'm not a spot where I can actually view it. Can I even reach that? Because might as well just restart the entire game because it's going to take forever in order to get here. Honestly, I shouldn't even have played as Sonic, to be honest. But playing as Sonic and trying to get all of these just sucks. And so it's funny too because every other Sonic game or classic Sonic like game, I don't mind playing as Sonic. I actually like playing as Sonic. Especially when getting the Chaos on display. This right here is just garbage. See, I don't get that why games have to do that too, where you put being overly restricted. And just go back to this one here. It has to lead up to some point. I'm getting sick of this. I'm restarting. I'm save things for just in case. And if I don't save progress, then it is what it is. I'm just going to go over to Tails because at least he can fly. If I have to collect the other one, I don't care. The other ones, I don't really care. But yeah, that's all really that has been really going on. It's just a school year. Always being too tired to do things. Even if you didn't even really do much. Because getting older, for some reason, it's just like that. I'm not sure as to why. Because at first, when you're younger and doing this, just really doing anything, you don't ever feel too tired sometimes to do stuff. You do, but you feel feeling motivated and kind of can do it. Now I kind of can't. It's either that or the novelty, I guess, or the idea of making videos kind of wear it off a bit on me. Even though I don't even make many videos now, so it doesn't make much sense. Yes. I knew it was right here. This is a great one. I have to collect 90. You get better at these fellow stages, of course, but I prefer the half pipe. But then again, it's also just because I've also played it before. That's what I mean by you basically kind of have to land those. Because if you don't land those, you're going to fail. You're going to fail. Easily, you're going to fail. And you just have to accept it. So you better get good at timing moves. There we go. I'm just checking because I don't have too much storage. I only have 4 gigabytes in. And that's fine. So I'm just waiting for just in case I see a files icon. Okay, yes, it did save. Because I actually did all of these and then the emulator didn't save. It only saved at least one of them. So I was just thinking. I was just going to do it off camera, but no one's really in the house, so right now I actually just kind of want to. It's the perfect time to record because I don't like other people really getting to my videos. Never liked that since the beginning. Unless if I was to actually put someone into a video, but other than that, yeah, no. And I'm going to do this one at Sonic since I know I can do it at Sonic. It's actually the easiest one to kind of to spot or stumble upon on accident, at least in my opinion. The one in the second zone, you can easily pass that. You can just go easily, just way too fast and pass it. Now, so I'm not too worried if my game doesn't entirely save as of now because, or at least the emulator doesn't entirely save as of now because if it doesn't, it kind of is just what it is. As long as I have that save state of me having all the emeralds, then the game should just me having all the emeralds and let me go to the true final stage. Actually, crazy thing, I was actually playing Sonic Advance 2 on the last day, one of the last days of school, which for whatever reason is, at least in my school, the second semester exams. After you're done with semester exams, you go instantly into summer break, no transition at all. Not even one last true day, because my last true day was at the start of the week, and then for the rest of the week it was just semester exams. But you do get to go home early, so that's nice. Sucks that Sonic's insta-shield in this game doesn't actually protect you like in Sonic 3. Or at least it doesn't have a wide enough hitbox in order to actually do so. But when I was playing Sonic Advance 2 on the last day of school, on one of the last days of school, it wasn't the actual last day. I was playing on my computer because I was done and just kind of just waiting for the bell to ring for my next exam, so. Then I was just playing Sonic Advance 2, and then on the ice level, the ice zone, for Sonic Advance 2, I forgot what it was called. On the second act, I accidentally got all the special rings. I thought I at least missed one or two, but I had a couple. And I actually got into a special stage legitimately the first try. And that actually shocked me. That was easier than Green Force. Easier than Elite Force. I wasn't even overly trying in order to actually get it. I just managed to get it, and I was just thinking that was pretty cool. And of course I did fail the special stage because I didn't entirely know what to do, but there was zero in there. And I knew that because I also saw it beforehand. So, I didn't see gameplay of it beforehand, but I have saw pictures of it beforehand. Alright, last special stage. The first special stage I ever played in this game. Also, after this, I might just end the recording and just save it for another day. Or start a new one and continue the let's play from there. I'm just gonna start a new video. If I do them the same day. Hello everybody. Wait, hold on, I'm gonna be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I had to actually use the bathroom, so yes, the main reason I was holding for at least a quick minute. Anyways, I'm back now. Yep, home free. Just need one more, I think. No, this is the last round. Yup, we're all done. That's all special stages. All of them. Advanced ones aren't so bad. The depth perception. It sucks. Oh my god, what do you mean I need the other one? Did I skip one? No, because it wants me to do the other one again. I have no time for this. I actually don't. This is some bull. Fine then, I know what I'm going to do. I'm just going game over because apparently I just can't reset my game. There has to be a good place in order to do this. So instead I'm just going to reset the old way since I can't go back to the menu. I'm just going to game over. Because this is nonsense. I should already have it by now. I think this boss fight's pretty cool, but it doesn't matter because you won't have to die by him instead. Hit me, you won't. Hit me, you won't. Why are you so scared? Damn, just hit. You don't even take damage when you run to him. I kind of like that detail. It's not really much of a detail, but I just kind of like that because it feels more realistic. Because if you run to someone, you shouldn't just get hurt and die. That's not how it should work. It should just work like that. Sonic Unleashed kind of does that, where you only collide with the enemies unless they actually hit you with an attack. For example, going to, not sure what it's called, but it's those one egg pods. They're not egg pods though, but they're essentially like the egg pods for that game, and they're blue and stuff. There we go. Now I know what I need to do. Oh my gosh. Really continues. Well, okay. Well, anyways, thank you everyone for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, and until next time I'm out. And yes, I'm going to collect the other one off camera.